So once again, the Baltimore Ravens fall short in the playoffs, losing to the Buffalo Bills 27-25. And it came down to the wire there. Lamar Jackson put together a very good final drive. They score the touchdown, and then Mark Andrews drops it, and that's just a tough spot when you have a ball that's, I think, finely placed. He should have caught it. He drops it, and because of that, the Bills are able to run the clock out, win the game. Now, if he did catch it, the Bills still had a minute and a half to get into field goal range, which I think with Josh Allen was very possible. So it's not like the Ravens converting that two-point conversion for sure gave them a solid chance to win. I still think the Bills probably would have taken that game. But just looking overall at this game, when you're the Ravens and you have 3 turnovers and the Bills have 0, it's pretty tough for any team to win a game when you're -3 in the turnover battle. And I think, this largely has to fall on Lamar Jackson because all season long he did a really good job, as did the Ravens overall, of not having turnovers. They had 11 turnovers in 17 regular season games. And then in this playoff game, they have 3 versus the Buffalo Bills. And so Lamar Jackson throws a pick. He has a fumble as well. And when you have Josh Allen playing clean football and Lamar Jackson turns the ball over 2 times, it's just hard to overcome things like that. And it's not like the Ravens had a hard time moving the ball. They were actually, much more effective at moving the ball consistently in this game than the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens offense outgained the Bills 416 yards to 273. And also the Ravens had 7.3 yards per play to the Bills' 4.6 yards per play. And sometimes games just come down to simply, who's playing cleaner football, who is not turning the ball over. And the Ravens in this game had a ton of mistakes. And it's pretty crazy that even with all these mistakes, they still had a chance there at the end. And so 2 of those go on Mark Andrews fumbling the ball there at the end and then dropping the 2-point conversion. But the Ravens wouldn't have been in that spot if in the first half Lamar didn't throw a overthrow interception and also fumble it. And so Josh Allen in this game, he didn't even have to do too much besides just play clean football. He only had 127 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But because he didn't turn the ball over, the Bills didn't turn the ball over. That was enough to beat this Ravens team. And I think another factor in this one, the Ravens defense allowed the Bills to score on 3 of 4 red zone drives, and so they were consistently converting the Bills in the red zone, which made it a little tougher on this Ravens team. And I think just, looking at Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, it's tough for the Ravens because in the regular season, so often they're so dominant, and it really looks like they have enough to go on a playoff run where one day you think they could win a Super Bowl. But just for whatever reason, in the playoffs, they have some success early on. The past 3 years, they've won their first playoff game, but they've lost their second playoff game all 3 times. And so when you have Lamar Jackson just not playing up to his regular season level of play come playoff time, that's just sort of tough because I think to win these games against some of the best teams, the best quarterbacks like Josh Allen, you have to play your best football. And the reality is that come playoff time, Lamar Jackson just hasn't quite been the same guy as he has been in the regular season. And when you look at Lamar Jackson in his 8 playoff games, 10 touchdowns passing, 7 interceptions, and 84.6 passer rating. You compare that to his regular season stats, 102 passer rating. And so that's one of the biggest differences. And honestly, if you take away that one Lamar Jackson fumble, he still played a pretty effective game outside of that pick, outside of those 2 bad plays. But so often that's what it really comes down to. And so if the Ravens are ever going to, get that ultimate Super Bowl success, Lamar Jackson just has to play cleaner football come playoff time, as well as the rest of the Ravens team. It's not all on Lamar Jackson. I think part of it is on, Mark Andrews fumbling it, dropping the 2-point conversion, no doubt. But at the end of the day in the NFL, lots of times it comes down to quarterback play because the quarterback is the guy who has the ball in his hands pretty much every single play. And you have to play clean football to win playoff games. And when you have a game where you lose the turnover battle 3-0, what else can you really do? And Lamar Jackson, at the end, I think you do have to give him credit there for putting him in a position to really still be in that game. And then, Mark Andrews sort of let him down there at the end. So the Bills move forward. It's going to be a very exciting AFC championship to see Buffalo versus Kansas City. I'm hoping that the Bills will finally get over that hump and make it to a Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs have won enough in my mind, and I'm ready to see, Josh Allen get to a Super Bowl. So that should be a good game. But that's all I have for today. If you want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.